you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here, and I'm back with a new video. And in today's video, it's an interesting one. So I'm going to be speaking on David Justice, who was speaking on his marriage that he had with the one and only Halle Berry. So I'll put a picture of the lovely couple, how they were back in the day. So cute, and we're giving couple goals. So David's gone on a podcast, and he was talking about his marriage with Halle Berry. Don't know why, it's been like 30 years. They got married in 1993, and your girl was only like probably a couple of months old or almost turning one. So, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy that he's talking about it now. Halle Berry has been married 3 times and she's got baby fathers. She's got 2 kids. She's got a son and a daughter. He went on, remarried, and had a bunch of kids. So it's kind of like, why are we talking about this? It's giving Trick Daddy and Slim Thug, like all these OGs who are thinking that they're still the same guys in the past. Like, no shade, yeah. But look at David, how he looks now, and look at Miss Halle Berry. Like, there's literally nothing to talk about, but yeah. So he's been saying the reason why they got divorced is because she wouldn't cook, she wouldn't clean, and she just wasn't giving, maternity, motherly vibes. And he was just like, I don't want you to be the mother of my children, which is fine. You know what I mean? Everyone's entitled to their opinion and how they want their household to run. But, sir, when you got with Miss Halle Berry, yeah, when you were dating, so he was like, we were only dating for 5 months until she popped the question. He let it be known that she proposed to him. This is when Miss Halle Berry was in her prime, and at this point, yeah, especially for the black community, everybody wanted a piece of her. I'm gonna put some pictures of how she was looking around this time. She was the ish, like she was that girl. She was in 007 and she was in the Flintstones, and those two films alone blew her up, you know what I mean? And even till today, she's still an amazing actress and she's still putting out, you know what I mean, great work. I'm gonna roll the clip and I will be back with my commentary.
It really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. I remember Hallie saying to me, hey, she asked me to marry her after knowing me for 5 months. So I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean,
Traditional.
And then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues.
Yeah, guys, so you just heard that, and I'm sorry, yeah. Looking at Halle Berry from way back then, she doesn't look like the type of woman that cooks and cleans. She was in her bag. She's in her prime. She's booking roles, networking, winning awards. When is she gonna have time to cook and clean for you, sir? And this is what I hate with these type of men, yeah. He said it, he's from the Midwest, he's looking at his mom, his sisters, he wants his wife to be like that. Then get yourself a woman that's like that. You know what I mean? From when you were dating, you would have known that she's not gonna be home cooking and cleaning. She's out there booking her roles and doing the job and getting her bag. Obviously they were both wealthy, they're both successful, so people were like, you can just pay for a maid, you can just pay for a chef. I get it, not everyone wants that. It's different in it, like some paying someone than actually your wife cooking. So trust me, I get it. But again, stop getting with women who are not like that and then changing them. It's like when these guys go for these baddie Instagrams, but then they're vexed because they can't hold a decent conversation, they don't cook and don't clean. When you were scrolling on her Instagram, you know she wasn't cooking and cleaning. She was busting it open for everyone to, you know what I mean? Again, it's the same with Cash Doll. This is why the new guy that Cash Doll's with, they don't like him because he got with Cash Doll. Cash Doll is glamorous, she's beautiful. I'll put a picture there. She wears wigs, she wears makeup, she's always done up in it. But now that she's with this guy, he's like, he don't want no fake hair, he don't want no wigs, he don't want no makeup. And it's like, why are you trying to change her? Because when you met her, she was that B, you know what I mean? So why are you trying to change her? There's too many people in this world to get with someone and then you just want to rearrange and change them. Like, ew. But yes, it's very shady him jumping on this podcast and speaking on Miss Berry. Like, come on, like they got married in 1993. Like, it's been 30 years plus. Like, come on, what we doing here? But yeah, she clocked the shade and she clapped back. So I'm gonna put the picture here. And I know that is right. Hmm. People just can't believe it. It's just like, really? Like, and again, she's been married to other men. She's got baby fathers, and even with her paying like child support and stuff to her, like it's just a hot mess. One thing about Miss Halle Berry, she does know how to pick them because yo, her men be fine, but a lot of them will be a bit ticky ticky boom boom in the head. But yeah, let's get into some people's reactions.
The fuck is David Justice talking about? Oh, he divorced Halle Berry because she didn't cook or clean, and he didn't think that she would be a good mother because she didn't do those things. First and foremost, y'all are in y'all prime in y'all fucking careers, right? You're an MLB All Star. I think you, with the Atlanta Braves, want to go on win the World Series. I'm sure y'all can afford a personal chef, right? When I get this money coming in, I'm having a personal chef, right? My friend been talking about, hell, she done convinced me to get one. Why? Why not? And then I'm gonna get a fucking robot to do like the dishes and fucking laundry and shit around the house. Fuck that. But you know what? Let's be real. Let's be real here. Holly motherfucking Berry. You think I married Holly Berry to have her cook and clean? These motherfuckers is stupid. I swear to God. I swear to God. The wrong fucking dudes begin with like the most beautiful ass women. Like you know what? And she can have her faults, right? She can have flaws somewhere. Don't give a fuck. It's still Holly motherfucking Berry. Fuck out of here. Fuck is he talking about?
Shout outs to him and keeping it 100. Like, even me as a female, I remember growing up, Miss Halle Berry, her name was everywhere on everyone's lips. She was big in the black community, the white community. Like, she was that big, especially when she was in 007. I'm sorry, this picture, man, like the body. Even for Halloween, a lot of celebrities have remade that look, like just everything, the pixie cut, just body, skin complexion. It's everything. Now, a lot of her exes have spoken on her and said she has like certain flaws. Doesn't everybody like no one's perfect? But like that man just stated, it's Halle fucking Berry. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, what are we doing? But again, like these videos I've done, like just even yesterday, I did one on Offset, how he's talking about his exes. Trick Daddy out here talking about 35 and over. Got Slim Thug obsessing over Megan Thee Stallion. Like, what is with all these old, especially the OGs? Like the way David's coming out talking, it's like, why? And again, look at Halle Berry now and look at him. I'm sorry, like there's nothing to talk about. She's booed up. She's got a new man. She's booed up, celebrating her birthday. But I just love how she clocked the shade and, you know. But again, look at her and look at you, sir. And the fact that he's remarried and gone on and had kids. Why did you have to speak? I know it's his experience, it's his testimony, so he can speak in it. But at the same time, it is so shady. It's her birthday month, and it was just her birthday a couple of days ago, and you had to put it out there that she proposed to you and you wanted the divorce. Like, really, sir?
I think what is so annoying about this whole Halle Berry discourse, this unnecessary discourse that was created by her ex, a man that she was married to for about 4 years in the 90s. So, again, almost 3 decades ago. A man that none of us would really know who he is if he didn't decide to have Halle Berry in his mouth and use her as a stepping stone to elevate himself during the interview. But yes, his comments were sexist, right? But also, what is so frustrating is that him and Halle Berry were at the height of their careers in the late 90s, right? They were both making money, making a name for themselves. He knew who she was and he knew what she was about, right? He knew that she was successful in her career. She clearly was trying to be a successful, well-known, well-awarded actress. And still, despite knowing all of that, when they're dating and their courtship, he still decided to marry her. And because she didn't cook and clean, she wasn't motherly enough for him. As if they can't hire two individuals who are at the height of their career can't hire people to fill those roles because cooking and cleaning are not indicators of a good mother. And this goes back to my frustration with men. Not all men, I know I have to give that caveat before it ruffles some feathers, is the fact that they will deliberately date women that are out of their league. They will deliberately date women who desires different things than them in regards to how they envision the structure of their home, the structure of their families, and would do so with the intention of humbling that woman, of getting her to go back on the boundaries that she set for herself. Instead of just finding someone who meets your standards, finding someone who desires the same thing you desire. Dating and courtship is the opportunity to suss out whether or not the person you're engaging in a relationship desires the same things that you do. And the moment you figure out that they don't, maybe you shouldn't marry them because you have a false hope that they're going to change one day.
Shout outs to her, and I 100% agree. There's so many men that are out there that get with women who are out of their league or they don't like what they do, but then they get with them, tie them down, kids, marriage, and then try and change them. And it's like she stated, it's like trying to humble them and, kind of bring them down a level. And it's like, listen, being an actress, yeah, I've got like friends and family that are in the like acting industry, casting calls, the lines, like just going up. It's a lot. So with Halle Berry doing all that, and you know what I mean, Halle Berry's on that A list, like you know what I mean, status level. You want her to come home and cook and clean? Like, are you okay? Like, there's not enough time in the world for her to do that. That's just like Jay-Z getting mad at Beyonce saying, "Oh, she don't cook and clean." It's Beyonce. Like, are you okay? Like, not when you're like the number one person. And again, in the night, like Halle Berry was that that go to. You know what I mean? And you can't expect her to come home. Like when she finally comes home, I'm sure she wants to relax, self care, catch up on sleep, maybe see friends and family that she's not. You know what I mean? Acting takes a lot out, especially when you're filming in different locations. Just 007 on its own, they had to shoot at different locations. So you know what I mean? Like what? Again, he was wealthy. You know what I mean? He did say their schedules. They didn't even get to see each other that much because they both were so busy. So this is what I mean. You both were chasing the bag. So it's just like, but you knew that before you started dating her. And again, when she proposed to you, you could have said no. Obviously, in the podcast, he's like, "Oh, I didn't say no because I didn't want to embarrass her." Da, 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 da. And it's just like that says a lot more about you than her. You could have had a long engagement, you know what I mean? You were only dating for 5 months and got married. You could have been like, yeah, I don't mind getting engaged, but you know what I mean? Continue to grow, get to know each other. You didn't have to get married like that. But I agree with her. Like, I just don't get why they keep going for these type of women, but expecting a different result. It's like, no, when you got with her, you knew what time it was.
Did y'all see that old washed up MLB player that used to be married to Halle Berry talking about he didn't want to be with her anymore because she didn't cook and clean? You married Halle Berry and expected her to be on her hands and knees scrubbing baseboards, being barefoot pregnant and cooking and cleaning for you like a housewife? Bro, that's Halle Berry. This is what I mean when I say I don't understand men. Because why would you go out and marry one of the most successful, rich, recognizable women in entertainment and then expect her to come home and act like a normal ass housewife with no job? Like, no shade to housewives, but that's just not Halle Berry. She can hire someone to cook and clean. Why do you want her to do that? It's like when Ariana Grande's husband apparently wanted a divorce because he didn't realize how famous she was. Just keep breathing and breathing and breathing and breathing. You don't realize who you married? Did you Google her? She's Ariana Grande. Your mama probably got her songs on her playlist. Are y'all dumb? When a woman gets married to a very successful man, whether it's an athlete or attorney or doctor or whatever the case may be, she's not expecting him to get on his knees and do housework. So why do y'all expect that? You think Ariana Grande is just gonna drop the mic for you? Be fucking serious.
I agree with her. Like again, Ariana Grande. Like there's so many celebrities that go through it, and then the husband's like, "Oh, she just wasn't this, and she just wasn't that." You knew who she was before you got with her. Like, can we stop with the cap, please? Like, just stop. It's annoying. And no shade to him. Obviously she's like David's washed up. No shade. I really didn't know who he was until this whole like podcast went viral. Again, I was only a couple of months old or maybe 1 years old when they got, you know what I mean, got together. Listen, this ain't it. I knew Halle Berry and her relationships when she was with that sex addict. I know he's an artist. I can't remember his name right now. I think his name's Eric. Is it Eric? I'll put a picture here, but that's from when I knew her relationships because obviously I was older then. But I agree, like you lot need to stop, man. Like stop with this. And I feel like with celebrities, they need to date longer. people claim, especially men, you know, men get intimidated when a woman's more successful, she's making more money than them. They claim, they're like, are you okay with this? And they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, even just the fame, like, let's just say Ariana Grande got married to like a normal guy. Are you okay with the fame? Taking pictures, you know what I mean? It's like Justin Bieber and his, oh, what's his wife called now? My mind's blank today. Oh my gosh, what's her name? But anyway, they're both famous. She's a supermodel, and obviously he's Justin Bieber, so they know the whole fame, paparazzi, like they get it, you know what I mean? But when a famous person goes out with a normal person, it can be too much. But when you're dating, it is like, can you handle it? And then you claim you can handle it, and then you get married and it ends in divorce, like, you know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, she didn't cook, she didn't clean, she didn't want to become a mom, or she didn't, and it's just like, when you were dating, that was the time to, you know what I mean? Like, but I agree with her. Like, this has got to stop. Mm-mm.
Being married to Halle Berry. And he was like, she proposed to me after 5 months, and I didn't want to say no. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. And I was like, what is going on? And then he was like, I was looking at my mom. She don't cook, she don't clean. And, we would have made it if we would have had therapy. And I'm looking like, Negro, no, y'all wouldn't have. It's, the way you talking right now, it doesn't sound like somebody who's a good lover. I wanted to tag Halle Berry so bad, but I was like, she got to find it for herself. She'll find it. But then he was like, she kissed a man on his lips in front of me, and she got mad because I hugged another woman that we went out to dinner with that was married, and it was this is bad. But he was like, it was no infidelity, and it's like everybody knows it was infidelity. Okay, I know it's infidelity, and I was a kid when y'all were married. And I've heard from people in Atlanta that said you were a wild boy back in the day, David. And I think there was some DV. So, oh, you can't. Halle Berry, you had some bad picks back in the day. You had some bad picks. Successful. Personality-wise, they were bad picks.
I agree with him. Halle Berry sure knows how to pick them. They're all fine. I can't say one of them are ugly, but a lot of them are just ticky boom boom. You know what I mean? We don't know for sure if David was the one with DV, because he did mention that in the podcast that he's never put hands on her, but she's never cleared it up. She's just said one of her exes put hands on her. You know what I mean? So we don't know. He was a wild one, yeah. Again, he was in his bag, so obviously women would throw themselves at him. So there's always some infidelity, you know what I mean? Maybe on both sides. The fact that they were both jealous, again, they were both super young, in their prime, filthy rich, famous. They were both in their feelings. When he would hug, take pictures with females, she'd be like, jealous. And then when she would hug, kiss, he'll be jealous. So, you know what I mean? It was kind of like a tick for tat. I agree with him. No, you wouldn't have made it. I get it. He's like, I'm older now, I'm wiser, there's therapy, there's counseling. Nah, you weren't meant to be. Again, she didn't cook, she didn't clean, she wasn't giving maternal, motherly vibes. You wouldn't have made it. I'm sorry, like he stated, he comes from the Midwest. Halle Berry, to believe she's from Cleveland, she's just not that girl, and she wasn't trying to be that girl. You know what I mean? The career path she took that for a reason, because that's what she wanted to be. If she wanted to be a stay-at-home wife, housewife, you know what I mean? She would have done that, and no. You know what I mean? She could have been like not a one-hit wonder, but she could have been in like a big film and then disappeared. But no, she carried on, kept booking jobs, networking, because she wanted to be that beat. And now look at her. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to that man. He was having a good old funky time again. All this stuff happened when we were children. Again, I was a baby. So to hear all this tea, all this 90s tea is crazy.
Literally gonna hate me for this, but why the F would Halle Berry need to cook or clean? There's people for that. Is the right one will have you baking bread from scratch. You just ain't do it for her, Bookie. Save this if every man don't deserve cooking and cleaning, and follow for more.
Girl, we don't hate you. You're speaking facts. There's people for that. There's people that will clean your house like they actually have a business. People that are professional chefs. People that will look at nannies. You know what I mean? Childminders. These are both super wealthy, famous. Like we can pay people for that. But yeah, like even my ex, when I'm out in Nigeria with him, we have a chef, we have nannies. Like even like, you know what I mean? And he on the level as those two. So it's just like, bro, like, but again, he's gone on, he's had kids, he's married. I hope his wife is everything that he wanted, and I hope she stayed home and she cooked and cleaned. But Miss Halle Berry is still out here making films. And that's on everything, period.
Imagine being married to Halle Berry. Um, yeah, that Halle Berry, and saying you divorced her because she didn't cook or clean. The Halle Berry. Mind you, you're married to Halle Berry from 93 to 97, and in that span, she filmed 10 movies. But yes, why isn't she cooking? Why isn't she clean? Not to mention, you, the person married to Halle Berry, make a lot of money playing baseball. You can pay someone to cook and clean for both of you. It's not that Halle didn't love him enough, didn't give him enough kisses, wasn't around, worked too much, didn't stimulate him intellectually. She did not cook and she did not clean. And that's the issue David Justice had. Wow.
I agree with her. Not the Halle Berry. Like, come on. 10 movies in that span of them being married. Wow. I'm just thinking about all the lines. And, with acting, it's not just the lines, then you have to take on that persona as that character. It's a lot. Like, when I'm helping my friends and family, I'm like, I don't know how you guys do this. And I've got friends and family that have been on TV in the UK, but they're not on Miss Halle Berry's level. So, you know what I mean? With her, it's something else. And I'm sorry. You expected to come home to cook and clean. I'm sorry. Like, it was never gonna happen. Never.
This just in. My opinion. Okay, let me see if I understand this correctly. This dude divorced Halle Berry. Yes, the Halle Berry, because he said she didn't cook, clean, or seem motherly. What? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I want to know, did he run this divorce decision by any of his guy friends? Or forget the guys, did he run it past any of the women in his life? Mother, aunt, sister, cousin? Did he run it past the church? Did he run it past the cashier at the local grocery store? Like, I'm thinking about divorcing Halle Berry because she doesn't cook or clean. What did you just say? Are you dumb? It doesn't even make any sense. I'm mad that none of his guy friends tried to talk any sense into him, unless he's got those guy friends who are plotting on the demise of that relationship. They're like, yeah, you should go ahead and divorce her. That ain't right. You deserve better. And then these same fools will show up to her doorstep the next day with a bottle of wine and roses like, I can't believe he divorced you. If you were my girl, I would have never let you go. You got to watch out when you have an attractive significant other, because you got some of those friends sometimes who will try and plot and scheme so that they can swoop in. I've seen it. And some people, they actually assist in the destruction of their own relationship by giving their significant other's number to their friends. And then they wonder, I can't believe my best friend and my boyfriend or girlfriend just cheated on me. You gave them the number. You let them, hey, get a little closer. Don't be shy. Hell no. Listen, if you need to get in contact with me and you call my number and I don't answer, I'm busy. If you send me a DM and I don't answer, I'm busy. You don't need to call my girlfriend or wife to, is Steve around? Hell no. Don't worry about it. I'm busy. And I can't even fix my mouth to say, hey, let me get your girlfriend or wife's number in case I need to reach you. Get the fuck out of here. What? No. Some people, you just insecure, Steve. No. You can call me insecure all you want. I'm using common sense here. Anyway, back to this situation. I'm trying to figure out, because this guy was a baseball player. She's an actress. They were a power couple. She doesn't cook or clean. She's Halle Berry. Y'all have money. You could hire a personal chef to make you healthy meals, a housekeeper to keep the house clean so that you can enjoy those healthy meals in a clean environment. And she's got 2 kids now. She seems pretty motherly to me, so she would have been motherly back then too. What are you talking about? Now, some people be like, yo, why is Steve so passionate about this? Man, I had a huge crush on Halle Berry back in the day. Ever since I saw her in the movie Strictly Business, I was like, damn, who is that? And this dude had her and tossed her away because she couldn't pick up a mop or cook a tuna casserole. Are you serious? Come on, man. What? Oh, my God.
Shout out to him. Yes, he was very passionate, but like he stated, the Halle Berry. And I love how black people in these clips are saying, not Miss Halle, not the Halle Berry. Like, this is what I'm saying growing up, especially in the black community. Miss Halle Berry was that B. You know what I mean? People talk about baddies and this girl's bad. This was before baddies and baddies was ever a thing. Miss Halle Berry was that girl. Everyone can name a film where they fell in love with her. For me, it was in 007 because like 007 is huge over here. You know, the whole James Bond. Growing up, my brothers used to play it on the PlayStation. Just when I seen her, and obviously I think she's the first black woman to actually be like, you know, the like love interest in it. I just everything, the pixie cut, because not every girl can carry that look. Her body, that orange bikini, like it was just like chef's kiss. So for me, that was one when I fell in love with her. And when she did the Flintstones, shout out to the Flintstones. I grew up, you know what I mean, watching the cartoon of the Flintstones, and then when they did the live action of it, she was in it. And having that leopard print, shout out to the leopard print, like, oh, it's too. And I'm a female, so I can only imagine how men felt. Her body, everything was tea. But like he stated, you know what I mean? She's older now, wiser. She's gone on, had kids. She's a great mom. I'm sure she can cook and clean now. But, you know, she can relax more. She's, you know what I mean? She can do more family things because, again, they were both super young, wealthy. They were both in their prime. Like, they were chasing the bag. It's a good job she chased the bag back then because now she can relax now. And she is one of the women that had kids later on in life. And that's absolutely fine, you know what I mean? But yeah, he crazy, like, to let Miss Berry go. And again, we don't know her personally, but it's not like he came out and said she had bad hygiene or she was really like rude and stuck up to his family. He literally came out and just said because she wouldn't cook or clean. Come on, sir, you gotta do better than that. Like, and again, he's like, oh, well, she proposed to me, and it's just like, it's not enough. Like, you've got to come with something better than that.
Not that I got a dog in the fight, but y'all getting real disrespectful toward the David Justice. Listen, I know that y'all on the internet like to pick and choose who you like and who you don't, but calling David Justice names, saying that he washed up, saying that he's a nobody, being in the comments talking about who is he? Are you okay? If y'all gonna talk shit about David Justice, you might as well go ahead and add your precious Deion Sanders to that list too. Yes, this is a regular schmegular man at the end of the day, and men do expect for their wives to do certain things. Like, I'm completely confused. I didn't see the interview, but y'all's reactions is like hella weird. Like, I ain't married, I ain't never been proposed to, but ain't no way we in the same generation. Can't be. Not with some of the rhetoric and some of the things that I done heard people say. They think it's outlandish that they would expect for Halle Berry when she's not on set, not filming, not doing shit to act like a wife. But nonetheless, that ain't the point of the video. The point of the video is, y'all, David Justice is a 3-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. He was the Rookie of the Year in 1990, MVP in 2000, and he had a 2-time Silver Slugger Award and some additional accolades. Y'all get not too much. I ain't even no baseball fan, and I know that y'all gotta pipe down.
Shout out to him. And on this channel, I'm non-biased, so I'm gonna show both sides. And I think a lot of people that are saying he's washed up or he's a nobody, it's because the people that are doing commentary on it or giving their opinion is probably half of them wasn't born, and people like me, I was only a couple of months old. You know what I mean? Or you was a child. So obviously, we're seeing it differently. Like, we know the Halle Berry because she's had such an amazing career. You know, after baseball, he settled down, got married, had kids. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know David like that. But shout out to her for breaking it all down. And you know what I mean? Like, he was that guy, so we're not gonna do that. Same with Trick Daddy, Slim Thug. Like, at one point, they were the ish. You know what I mean? We can't take that away from them. But at the same time, he knew being married to her what he was getting himself into. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm sorry. It's the Halle Berry. Like, she's got a strong, big fan base. So obviously we're gonna ride for her. And then even all the guys that are still in love with her, lusting over her, like, they're gonna ride for her. You know what I mean? Just for that. And I find it really funny how men are on Halle Berry's side because usually, you know, men are, you know, the red pillars, men are for men, women are for women. Obviously, the women are like, this is just setting, the gender roles. Like, why couldn't you cook and clean? You know what I mean? And even with me and my ex, we would take it in turns. Obviously, I did most of it because he was out working, but sometimes he would cook. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta switch it up. But no, I definitely agree. He ain't nobody, so we ain't gonna do that. We can't take away his whole career and his achievements away from him. But at the same time, you ain't gonna come for Miss Halle Berry, baby. I'm sorry.
So Halle Berry's husband, ex-husband, is saying that she doesn't cook or clean. But I'm trying to figure out when he figured that out. He was with her before, but... And then he's asking for spousal support. Maybe she don't cook or clean, but she doggone sure work. That's like a man and a woman switching a job. And every time that she said that, I was like, that sounds like Cardi. That sounds like something Cardi said. What? That big Mac truck right in this little garage. I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
I know that's right. And shout out to Cardi, like she made that trend. And actually, I'm gonna do a YouTube shorts to it because I have been engaged and I did cook and clean. But even before like Cardi became a wife, she didn't know how to cook and clean because again, she was in a strip club. It was me, myself, and I. So she did once she got married, she did learn how to cook, clean. Take on that wifey role. She took it seriously. Why? Off Cheat was out here, doing him done a recent video on him coming for her and his other exes. If you've not seen that video, do check it out. But yeah, Cardi B said it, and there is a lot of females out there who are wags, who are married to baseball, basketball players. You name it in it. They've got famous, wealthy husbands, and a lot of them don't cook and clean. But the guys, when they were dating that female, they knew this. Like they knew what time it was. You know what I mean? So let's not do that. And again, if a woman wants to be the typical housewife, there's nothing wrong with that. Also.
Did I just hear Halle Berry's ex say he got rid of her because she wasn't doing domestic chores? She wasn't cooking and cleaning. You knew who she was when you got with her. She's making millions and trillions, okay? She is doing her job. She's getting her bag. She does not have to come home to that cooking and cleaning. Unless y'all discussed it in the beginning, she said she'll do it and she fell through. Okay, we can talk about that. But if in the beginning she told you this is what I have outlined for my life and you still chose her, you're the problem. Sometimes domestic chores is not what the other person brings to the table. Sometimes they bring elevation, growth, success, billions and millions and trillions, drive, motivation. It doesn't always have to be cooking and cleaning barefoot and pregnant. Have a good day.
Shout out to that woman, and I love that. Yeah, it's like Miss Halle Berry is not the typical. She brought something else to the table. A lot of men these days when they're interviewing women or dating them, what are you gonna bring to the table? It's not, what I mean, this is not the 1950s. I'm not gonna be the woman, the housewife that stays at home that's baking cookies. I'm a go-getter just like you're a go-getter. And again, there's a lot more females, especially black females, who are more successful than their spouses or their counterparts. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that as long as she's not like cussing you out and degrading you that she earns more money than you know what I mean? But different women bring different things to the table, and that's absolutely fine. If you don't like what she's bringing to the table, the world is overpopulated. Please go on and find someone else. You know what I mean? It's absolutely fine. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, Miss Halle Berry's still out here booed up, celebrating her birthday, and she gonna keep doing her. And I know that's right. But yeah, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.